Your test speech this morning, Phyllis Harley, 3 pigs not so little. 3 pigs not so little, Phyllis Harley.
I'm going to talk to you about the past, the near past, and the future this morning. It all centers around, yes, pigs. Not the cute little cartoon pigs, not the nice little Peppa Pig that we see on there, but real, live, actual pigs, hogs, swine. Because as I see it, there are 3 little pigs that are playing a portion in defining what has happened to me in my life. The first pig was called Douglas. And you think, oh, that must be a fine male pig. No, it was a girl. The reason why I named this pig Douglas was because of my love of literature. And I had recently read a book where the female character, the female heroine, actually in the book, was named Douglas. And my new pig that I had for my 4-H project I was bound and determined to call that pig Douglas. So this first pig that formed my life was my first 4-H hog project. I love 4-H, had a great time doing it, and this was my first animal project. I was so excited about it. Raising the hog, going through all the steps, doing my project book. I loved it, loved the whole thing. I actually had several hogs afterward, but Douglas was my first and the one I always remember. It had such an impact on me, and I continued through 4-H until I aged out. It was that impactful to me. And it was because of this first animal project that I was able to do. The thing that I remember most about Douglas isn't when I first got Douglas. It wasn't when I was raising Douglas, trying to get as much weight on and do whatever exercise I could with a hog in a small pen. It was whenever we were doing the show and getting ready to have the auction for the animals. Douglas was a pure white Hampshire hog. So in preparing to get ready for the show, what you did with your hog, besides just washing it, was you doused the white ones in baby powder. Because that made them look whiter and nicer. So I did such a good job at my show, dousing my hog and getting her ready, that there was a cloud of baby powder in my little stall where I was getting my hog ready. And that is one of the memories every time I smell baby powder that brings me back to a now forgotten building in Osceola County where I raised my hog. That was the first hog. That was in, as you can see from me now being a child, that was in the far past. In the near past, the next hog that defined part of my life was a hog named Pumbaa. Now, Pumbaa was a male hog, and Pumbaa was not the snowy white of Douglas. Pumbaa was actually a black hog. I'm not exactly certain what Pumbaa's breed stock was, but Pumbaa was a great hog. And Pumbaa, I don't remember Pumbaa for the end of Pumbaa, I remember Pumbaa for the beginning. Pumbaa was my stepson's second year in 4-H, his very first animal project. And I was the one who was encouraging him to get involved in 4-H for socialization, for getting more leadership skills, and just having some more character to himself. Well, he went with Pumbaa, as everybody can guess where that name came from, Hakuna Matata. And what I remember most about Pumbaa was the day we got Pumbaa. So this was from the perspective not of me being a kid and raising it, but now I'm in the parent position. And for those of you who have kids, it's much different doing things as a kid than it is being the parent helping the kid do the stuff. So this became a fiasco between me and my husband trying to figure out what we need to do as the parent to help our child put together this project. So we got the hog, we made the arrangements to purchase the hog. We even had a pen set up in the backyard for the hog. Well, don't you know the day that we go to pick up Pumbaa, it is pouring down rain. Not just pouring down rain, buckets and buckets of rain, so much so that the pond next door to our property has overflowed into ours. So our entire backyard is underwater. Guess where the pen is? Underwater. So it is pouring down rain, we're bringing this pig back, we release the pig into the pen, which he promptly goes right through and starts running around the whole neighborhood while it's pouring, while we're in our tennis shoes up to our knees in water, trying to chase down this hog that is brand new, and we're supposed to be showing my stepson, his son, responsibility, and here's how you work on projects. Pumbaa did end well, but that was also my stepson's last year in 4-H. I don't know if Pumbaa affected that. My last hog is my last hog that I think will be the last hog that's going to affect me, is my hog from the future. What this hog is, I don't know. I don't know what color this hog is going to be. I don't know what breed this hog is going to be, although I have done some research recently about 2 hog breeds called a Florida Cracker and an American Guinea hog that seem very interesting to me. But now I have a different perspective because I've been through this process with my stepson when he was a teenager. Now I'm going to be having many years of 4-H from my daughter to see how she is going to develop, what kind of skills she is going to get, and what kind of hog she's going to have in her future. So this is a tidbit of my life in 3 hogs who are not so little. Thank you.
Evaluation contestant number 1, Julia Kaufman. Julia Kaufman, evaluation contestant number 1.
3 pigs, not so little. I was expecting a pun on the 3 little pigs, because I love a good story. And Phyllis, I know you love a good story. So when you talked about real pigs, I kind of had to switch gears. I'm like, 3 pigs, 3 big pigs, swine, hogs, and whatever else you called them. Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, it is a privilege to be up here and speak at the evaluation contest and provide an evaluation for Phyllis. Phyllis, you got up here with such confidence and humor. This could have been definitely a humorous contest speech, and I think you could have perhaps won against Rich Massa with your story. I love the humor that you brought into it and the story. You're a great storyteller, and that's what I love most about your speech. You told us about the history of how you got involved with raising pigs and about your first pig in the 4-H project you had. You had me there because I also participated in 4-H, not on raising pigs or cows, but I had a garden and I submitted my cucumbers for the 4-H project. Here's some items that I loved about your speech. You are especially good at storytelling. You craft a good story. You're well organized. You bring this all the way through. You start with a great opening. You capture attention. Then you go in the rule of 3 and you tell us you're going to tell us about the 3 pigs. That was perfect in using the rule of 3s. You have good eye contact. You really look at your audience. You're really connecting with them to tell the story. And then you have good movement. Here's areas that I think you can further enhance it, especially as an attorney. You moved and you used the room, but it felt a little bit more swaying. So not a lot, but just so. They talk about moving with purpose. So know when your next transition is going to be, and let's come down here and just really prepare to say that next movement. And use vocal variety. You have good pace, you have a good voice, but I wanted to hear more volume. So really talk about that next pig and all the rain and the buckets and buckets of rain. Just use that variety and really enhance the story. Good descriptive words. Love them. The buckets and buckets of rain. The description of the pigs, Douglas, Pumbaa, your future hog. I suggest that you name them Steampunk because it's very relevant right now. Can't wait to see what the picture is of it. All in all, you're really ready for the humorous contest, and I hope that you will participate next time, Mr. Contest Master. Thank you.
Time.
Evaluation contestant number 2, Gus Davies. Gus Davies, evaluation contestant number 2.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and Phyllis. This was an amazing presentation speech from you. Your title that you gave really captivated me because when you talk about 3 little nurse pigs, it took me back home to Africa 25 years ago. Because my mom, actually, we raised pigs, but nothing like what you did. You inspired me. I was motivated. I was encouraged by the speech you gave. Because you clearly told the past, the near past, and the future. So let me give you some things that were so outstanding about your delivery. You developed this speech with point by point. Each point you gave a very good description. You told us that the first pig was Douglas. And I was thinking, my friend Douglas, but it was really a girl. So there was a sense of humor in the speech that you gave about Douglas. White, girl, and very good descriptions of how you were getting Douglas ready for a project. And then you quickly moved on to the second near past, Pumbaa. Well, then you also gave a description that it was not white. I like your contrast. It was black. And also you talked about the day you brought Douglas home. What happened that day? She said it was raining. And imagine that, you were very descriptive. The rain and coming in your backyard where the pen was and trying to put Pumbaa in there and then just releasing everything in the rain. That really gave me a picture as if I was there. And you quickly moved on to talk about your future, your third hub. Because of the perspective you gain on the first and second, your future will be built on that. You don't know the breed, you don't know the color. So the 3 points really descriptive were well done. Amazing references, description, and I heard and I felt what you were really presenting to us. Let me give you some considerations for improvement of this speech that you can use. One of the improvements is that you can limit some movement. You're here, you're there, you hardly pause in between. Because sometimes when you're giving a speech, you need to have your narration point where you're telling the story, and then you can also move to another point where you're just making a lesson. So I want you to think about that. You can limit your movements, and also your description, try to balance it with all 3. But this speech, you knocked it out of the park. You gave us what was your title, what was your subpoint, and you were very descriptive in what you wanted us to know. That I will always remember what you talk about, 3 pigs, not so little, the past. And so I commend you for this. Look forward to you using this speech in other areas. Mr. Contest Chair.
Jim Harris, expect a storm every day. Expect a storm every day. Jim Harris.
With both hands in the air, I protested. I was not speeding, sir. And the officer said, "You're right." He said, "My speed gun went off at the moment you slammed on brakes. And it clocks you at 150 miles per hour. I know that's impossible." That's great, thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, other guests. This speech is about the storms of life. And my example is speeding. I must confess to you, I am a professional speeder. Every day a storm will happen, expected. One blew up last night, about 3 in the morning, out of nowhere. All storms are a little scary, but you must keep the faith and communicate. The biggest problem we have when a storm happens is we get angry. And that's what happens on most traffic violations. Just think of it this way. There's a fire going on in your life. There's a tree burn. Imagine when Moses approached a burning bush, how he felt. When the voice came out and said, this is God speaking. Don't run. Keep the faith. Communicate. Pay attention. I have something to tell you. In 1968, I received in 1 year 8 speeding tickets. Just 1 year. By the time I was 50 in Florida, I had already exceeded the 5 times that you can go to school and avoid points on your license. But the past 10 stops on the average, I have not received a speeding ticket. They let me go. I got away. How? You gotta have faith. Don't be afraid, and know the rules of the game. First of all, you do not speed where you can't see. Over hills, round curves, on the overpasses. There is plenty enough straightaways for you to speed. You don't have to speed. You don't have to break the rules. You can make it easy. I figured out how to do that. And then when you do get stopped, remember, control your fear. Know the rules. Don't get angry. And communicate. How you doing, sir? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Example, I was leaving Bally's on my motorcycle. I forgot my license. I didn't have my registration or anything. I decided to go down the service lane behind everybody else who was going around traffic. It was moving too slow. Police pulled everybody over. And he was giving them tickets. And he pulled me over. I said, officer, you are doing a fine job. Because we had no business over here. He said, give me your license and registration.
I can see.
I said, sorry, I don't have it. He said, you wait there. He gave everybody else a ticket because they were arguing, they were fighting, they was upset, they was mad at him, he was all wrong, and they were all right. He said, Harris, go home. Cool. Another occasion, I was on my truck, Tacoma, on E. Williams. And they have speed traps there. I think it's 25 miles per hour. I was doing about 35 or 40. Police pulled me over on a motorcycle. A Harley Davidson. I said, officer, that is a fine motorcycle. I got one just like it. You look good on it. They don't want to fight. They don't want to be angry. They prefer to have a nice day and not have confrontation. But they carry guns, and they don't want to have to go for it, pull it out. It's obvious. Don't make him come here. He said, okay, I'm going to give you a violation. I'm not having registration. It costs you $10. Great, officer. See you later. Thanks. Another occasion, I'm in my Mini Cooper. That car is so fast. It handles so good. It loves it between 95 and 110 miles per hour. I left LA Fitness, got on I-4, Lake Mary Boulevard, going to Sam's. I got on it in third gear, wide third gear, out my fourth gear, I went over the inside lane, came back across traffic, and got up 46A. Suddenly there's police behind me. So he followed me for a while, he pulled me over. So finally, the light came on, he said, get over. I got over, came behind me. I said, wow, where did you come from? I didn't see you. They like to drop out of the air almost. They love it when they can like scare you. He said, give me your license and registration. I gave it to him. He said, okay, I'm going to give you a warning this time. I said, well, I was almost ready to drive. And he said, you know, nice car. I said, wow, I was shocked. Remember, always remember, control fear. Control your fear. Don't get angry, because then you drive them there. Be courteous. And know the consequences. The wrong consequences of not handling this right can be absolutely deadly. And it's happened too many times on today's highways. Let's toast minister.
Rich Massa, don't show me your butt. Don't show me your butt, Rich Massa.
Excuses are like buttholes. Everyone has them, and they all stink. Mr. Contest Master, fellow members and guests, I've been a coach, a trainer for 12 years. I've helped hundreds of people lose 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds. And in that time of my illustrious career, I've heard every excuse in the book. For instance, part of my job is that I have to check people's food journals. And I'll go, why the heck did you eat this? And they'll say, Rich, you don't understand. I love food. As if I don't love food. As if I don't have a fat alcoholic that lives inside my body. I've never heard somebody say, food, I can do without it. Today, I want to share with you the 3 top excuses I've heard of someone being overweight, and 3 tips on how to eradicate those excuses. I'm the excuse eradicator. But I have a disclaimer. I actually have 2 disclaimers. Now, for those people who have heard me speak before, you know this is rated R for Rich Massa. Disclaimer number 1. When I say you, I don't mean you, my crowd, my audience. I love you. You guys are all beautiful. You guys look pretty spiffy today. I just gotta say that. And I'm sorry, where are my judges? Can you raise your hand? Whoever you are, Chief Judge, I just gotta say, you look amazing. You look so good, you leave me speechless. And that's not very helpful because I'm in a speech contest. Excuse number 1. Rich, I'm big boned. Your bones are no bigger than anybody else's. I never went to a museum and said, wow, look at this skeleton of a caveman. This guy must have been overweight. He's got big bones. The only thing that's big on you are what's around your bones, and maybe you should stop eating T-bones. Excuse number 2. Rich, it's very hard to lose baby weight. Girl, your baby is 8.5 years old. If your baby can give you piggyback rides, You can't claim it as baby weight. When you go out to eat and the song, I got my baby back, baby back, baby back, you can't claim that as baby weight. Excuse number 3. It runs in my family. Nobody runs in your family. That's the problem. As I've said before, I've had to come up with strategies to deal with these excuses. And I want to share with them today. I'm the excuse eradicator. I want to share with you Rich Masters' 3 tips to eradicate excuses. Do you want to hear them?
Yes.
I said, do you want to hear them? I am preaching the good word today. 1 second, Chief Judge, I just want to say, please calm it down over there. Okay? Other judges, wherever you are, please keep down the sexy. Tip number 1, my job as your coach is I have to motivate my clients. I have to get them motivated to want to get to the goal that they want to reach. So tip number 1 is get naked. Yes, I said it, get naked, and I want you to eat your favorite junk food while you're eating your, I want you to be naked and eat your favorite junk food in front of the mirror. Now, when this happens, if a scene from Return of the Jedi comes to mind, it is time to lose weight. If you go naked and go to your bathroom scale and step on it and it goes, it is time to lose weight. If you put on your fat pants and the belt buckle's like, I'm trying, you're asking too much, it is time to lose weight. Tip number 2. Are you still with me, people? Are you still with me?
Yeah.
Are these tips helping?
Yes.
Tip number 2. I have decided I'm going to write the shortest diet and exercise book in the history of mankind. It's going to be 2 pages. Page number 1, don't eat crap. Page number 2, move your ass. Complete. You're welcome. Tip number 3. When I go out in a tank top, or I go food shopping, or I wear my t-shirt with my company logo, people always ask me, hey man, give me some exercise. I want to trim this up. I want to lose my, who wants to have the top 2 exercises of losing your belly? Who wants 2 belly busting exercises? Who wants to raise your hand?
Give it up.
I'm going to tell you, so what I do is I lean in. I look, so you really want to know? I said, do you want to know the 2 Rich Masters, 2 top exercises to burn belly fat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you get full, you got to do fork downs and plate aways. Fork down, plate away. Fork down, plate away. That's the secret of busting your belly. People, I want my clients to be, I want them to have pride in their body. I want them to look good. I want them to wake up in the morning and say, oh yeah, I would have sex with myself. Come on, just mirror. That's what I want. I want you to have pride, and pride comes from work. So this is what you gotta do. You gotta eliminate and eradicate your excuses. Remember Rich Masters' famous tips. And finally, and most importantly, don't be a butthole. Mr. Contest Master.
Beginning with the evaluation contest. Second place in the Lake Mary Toastmasters Evaluation Contest for 2016. Congratulations, Gus D. And therefore, who knows that? Okay, first place for the evaluation contest, Julia Kaufman.
Phyllis, you want to get it?
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. For the humorous speech contest, alas, it is no joke. There was a time disqualification, unfortunately.
Yes.
Therefore, we only have a first place trophy to hand out officially. Hey, we can give the other one to the last words. But our first place for the humorous speech contest going on to Area 45. Congratulations to Rich Massel.
Oh, what a
Can everybody show me your butt?